This is essential knowledge for first-time homebuyers. Hello and welcome to Practical Personal Finance, where you get the information you need to understand and succeed with money. Today, I'm teaming up with Han Huang, a real estate agent from Los Angeles, to bring you 5 essential tips for first-time homebuyers. Make sure you stick around for my final piece of advice because it could literally save you thousands of dollars. Let's get right into it with tip number 1. Plan your budget and stick to it. Before you even open up Redfin or download the Zillow app, you need to get an idea of how much you can afford to spend every month. When you're a renter, this is pretty simple, but when you're thinking about becoming a homeowner, it becomes a little more complex. Reason being is that when you're renting, all you need to worry about every month is paying your rent. But when you become a homeowner, you've got a mortgage payment, which of course can be higher or lower depending on the term, property taxes, homeowners insurance, HOA fees, and perhaps even PMI, or private mortgage insurance. You need to factor in all of these different expenses when you're coming up with a budget for purchasing a home. A good target to aim at is about 30% of your monthly take-home pay, after taxes, to cover all of your housing expenses. If you want to dive deeper into this subject, I made a video where I break it down in great detail and give you a free spreadsheet to help with the calculations. Link is down below. Here's Han's advice for making sure you don't stray from that budget.
In this market, because we have an extreme seller's market, everyone wants to buy a home. Stay within your budget. Try to find a home that you can bid up. Try to find a home that you've got some wiggle room. Let's say your budget's $300,000. Try to go look at something for $250 or $275, $280, and give yourself some room to breathe and to negotiate. If you're looking at $700,000, try to look at $650 and try to keep it around $650, $660, $675, and give yourself some room to negotiate the price upward.
Tip number 2 is to get familiar with the area you're thinking of moving to. Think about it. When you're purchasing a home, you really want to be committing to living in that home for a minimum of 4 or 5 years. So while the property itself is very important, so is the neighborhood. If you're a parent, will you feel comfortable with your kids playing in the yard without constant supervision? Will you feel safe if you wanted to take a walk around the block after dark? Are there any other homes nearby that are neglected and in disrepair? These are all factors you need to consider. And if you're moving from somewhere far away, it can be a real challenge.
If you're totally new to a city or you're totally new to an area, my recommendation is to always rent a place. Do not move an hour or 2 hours and buy something immediately. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes that people can make is, let's say someone's moving from San Diego to Los Angeles, and they drive around, they see a bunch of houses, and they just buy one. They say, hey, this neighborhood seems fine. The realtor doesn't say anything because the realtor really wants to make a sale. and so they get themselves into a bad situation.
On top of all that, think about your commute to work and where you normally do your shopping. It's nice to be 5 or 10 minutes from the places you'll be visiting most frequently. I personally have specific grocery stores that I prefer and others that I tend to avoid. It stinks to have to drive 20 or 25 minutes every week just to pick up food. If you'd like to map out your favorite stores, you can create a customized map with color-coded waypoints on Google. It's an awesome tool for identifying which neighborhoods will suit you best. I'll leave a link down below. Tip number 3 is to get pre-approved for a mortgage. If you're serious about buying a home, this is one of the best pieces of advice I can offer you. When you get pre-approved by a mortgage lender, that lender will essentially take a quick look at your finances and let you know an estimate of how much they will let you borrow. Not only will a pre-approval prevent you from wasting your time by going and looking at homes you can't afford, but it will also increase the odds of your offer being accepted. Imagine you were selling your home. As a seller, you want to get a deal done as quickly as possible because every month that you still own the property, you need to pay your mortgage, property taxes, insurance, and HOA fees. If a seller accepts your offer and then you can't get approved for a mortgage, the deal is going to fall apart. Remember, sellers want to get a deal done as quickly as possible. Getting that pre-approval eliminates a major hurdle that must be cleared in order for that to happen.
You know, you can go out there and shop for homes and get yourself excited about a property and get yourself, into the process of buying a home. And you don't really have to get a pre-approval. But if you're super, super serious and you're super committed about being a homeowner, I'd say getting the pre-approval is super important, because even if you don't get qualified for what you want, that allows you to have a baseline. It allows you to have a roadmap. It allows you to at least sit with someone that would give you some guidance as to, should you be paying off your credit cards? Should you be in a lower car payment? Should you cut back on a little bit of spending here and there? And just allows you to kind of fine tune your finances. And really, your mortgage loan officer is really there to help you get what you want, and to really find creative ways for you to obtain the financing and qualify for the property.
Tip number 4 is making sure you get a quality home inspection. After you put in your offer and it gets accepted, you have the opportunity to have an inspection done. We're talking about someone who has thousands of hours of training, who looks at homes and identifies potential problems all day, every day. That person will come in, inspect the property top to bottom, and give you a report that states every concern he or she has with the home. It's a bad idea to try and save money on an inspection, because if you hire the cheapest home inspector you can find, you'll end up with a thin report that may fail to cover major issues. But if you hire a quality home inspector, you will get a comprehensive report with details about everything you want to know, including recommendations for further inspections by specialists. The more you know about a property before buying it, the fewer surprises there will be down the road. And that leads us to tip number 5. Don't be afraid to negotiate. If there are problems that come up in the inspection report, ask for repairs to be made, or for a reduction in the sale price equal to the cost of those repairs by a licensed professional. You made the offer on the home with the assumption that those problems did not exist. Now that they've been uncovered and brought to your attention by your home inspector, you have the right to negotiate, and doing so could literally save you thousands of dollars on the sale price.
A lot of real estate agents will tell you that there is no negotiations. The home is sold as is. The seller won't negotiate. We won't do any repairs. We won't give you guys any credits, yada, yada, yada. Some sellers, I'll be honest with you, are 100% firm when they say that. And they won't even give you $1. And it's up to you at that point to either continue with the transaction or to walk away. A lot of homeowners are actually pretty amiable. A lot of homeowners want to help you out also. And so if there are things wrong with the home, they will definitely give you some credit or definitely give you some negotiation on your end.
Again, put yourself in the seller's shoes. If the deal falls apart because they don't want to make any repairs or concessions on the price, then they're probably going to be stuck with another month worth of expenses. They want to close the deal, and if a few $1,000s for repairs gets that deal done, I think there's always a decent chance they accept. I want to thank my friend Han Huang for taking the time to answer my questions about buying a home. If you're a first-time homebuyer, I strongly recommend listening to our entire 20-minute conversation on the Practical Personal Finance podcast. It's available right now wherever you listen to podcasts. Look for episode number 20. And for more real estate tips from Han, check out his YouTube channel. Link is down below. Do you have any other tips for buying a home? Any questions about the process? Let me know in the comments. If you liked this video and you're in the market for a property, you may be interested in my video about how to get a mortgage. Click right here to watch. And if you enjoy what I'm doing and want to show your support, click right here to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Andrew Shear, and I'll see you next time.